This podcast is part of the Planet Broadcasting Network.
Visit planetbcasting.com for more podcasts from our great mates.
Mason, I know that you're on the quest for epic gear and gaming items, aren't you?
Every day.
Every day.
What am I even doing here? I could be out there questing for epic things. Be turning over. I could be breaking into cars.
You could be robbing graves.
Yeah, I could be robbing graves. I could be doing as my hero Indiana Jones would be doing, breaking into sacred cultural sites and stealing stuff. I could be doing that.
Loot Crate.
What else could I be doing?
Good question. Well, Loot Crate offers an epic range of pop culture items for less than $20 a month. They're monthly wearables. You get a bunch of stuff. They got a bunch of different boxes, including Loot Pets, Loot Crate DX, which is their premium box, or just a regular Loot Crate. Oh, they also have a Loot Gaming. There's a bunch of them. You can check them out on the site.
I will.
Next month's theme is robotic.
Hello,
and includes items from Aliens, Star Trek. It also says, I think it says like Mirror World. So it could be Spock with a goatee, potentially.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Blade Runner 2049 and Star Wars.
Very nice.
Robotic ends the 19th of this month at 9 p.m. PT, and after that it's finished forever. You can never get it. You could rob as many graves as you want.
You'll never find it.
You'll never find it.
Unless we find somebody who gets buried with all their Loot Crate stuff, which wouldn't surprise me, because then they'd have it all in the afterlife.
That's how it works, isn't it?
Yeah, huh?
One lucky subscriber also wins a Mega Crate, which is...
It's got all sorts of stuff in it.
It's like there's normally like a gaming system and maybe a vintage something.
What if they accidentally sent us that? Would you keep it or would you send it back?
I would keep it, yes.
Yeah, same.
I would, yeah.
Yeah.
I would keep it from you because I get to live it here.
No, well, I'd just wait for you to die and then I'd loot your grave. So.
Fair point. If you go to lootcrate.com/weeklyplanet and enter promo code weeklyplanet, you get $3 off. Last month's was, what was it, Kingdom?
We got all sorts of good stuff. We got some Lord of the Rings stuff here. Got a nice little Lord of the Rings print. It's an ent and a tower and such. I bloody love it.
I remember that sequence.
We got a nice Legends of Zelda tee. Very nice. As we can see, the landscape forms that brave adventurer Zelda.
Yes, I'm familiar with him.
The absolute boy Zelda.
His little green hat.
His little sword and shield. Man, I love the brave adventurer Zelda. He's great.
You were excited to get that t-shirt because you were like, oh, I can make my Zelda joke.
Yeah, What I like about that is you can put quote marks around any of that. My Zelda joke.
Yes. That's lootcrate.com/weeklyplanet for $3 off any new subscription. Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of The Weekly Planet, official podcast of comicbookmovie.com, where we talk movies, comics, TV shows. My name is James, also known as Mr. Sunday. With me, as always, my co-host, Nick Mason.
I'm here.
He is here. Mm-hmm. How you feeling? We just got out of Inhumans. We're feeling fresh.
We're not feeling fresh.
I feel bad.
I
ate a banana. I thought it would make me feel better, but I don't feel better. Yeah. Anyway, we'll get to it, won't we?
Oh, yeah, sure. You would have thought the potassium would perk you right up.
I thought it would.
Yeah. Have you taken my advice and filled all your bananas with cocaine?
I have, yes.
You just, what you do, because you go to like a fair or something and then you get a banana and they dip it in chocolate and like crushed nuts or something like that. Dip it in chocolate, dip it in cocaine.
That's right.
That's what I've always said.
So we're actually recording this on the Friday. Normally we record on the Sunday because I'm leaving for the US tomorrow, which was 2 days ago.
What?
By the time this
but
goes
you're still
out.
here.
It's magic. Don't ask how it works. The internet is a wonderful place. And terrible. There's a lot of terrible things. Have you noticed?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So some of this news, we might have missed some major news. Mm-hmm. Apologies if that's the case.
There might be some sort of kerfuffle, and then the news we report turns out to be not the case.
Yeah, that's right.
Like with all the Batman news last week.
Yeah, Ben Affleck is in or out, wherever they're at with that. Mm-hmm. Exactly. This first bit of news, though, it's from Brendan I don't know how to say this. He's a former MMA fighter. He was on the Joe Rogan podcast. They're always hanging out together and they're talking about fights. They're always like, who could kick who in the head the hardest?
Probably a horse.
Yeah, I guess it could.
Like, I think if, these MMA guys are real tough. I'll grant you. And I certainly wouldn't want to face any of them in the octagon.
Yeah.
But if you were like, okay, we're going to do Kixie Wixie, the game where you alternate kicking each other in the head, and you faced any of them up against a horse.
Is that a game you made up just said?
Now.
Kixie Wixie.
Kixie Wixie, yeah. But anyway, I reckon the horse would win.
So you would rather fight a MMA fighter than the back end of a horse?
Yes.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah. There's a lot, I've seen
You can tap out. If you're fighting an MMA guy, you can tap out. Can't tap out being kicked in the head with a horse. Horse doesn't get it.
No.
He thinks you're counting.
No, that's right, exactly.
1, 2. That's, yeah.
Yeah, brutal.
Yeah.
My mum had a cousin who was blind and got kicked in the head by a horse and killed.
Was she blind first?
No, because she didn't go blind and then die. She wasn't like, I'm blind, and then fall over dead.
Right.
That might have been second cousin, I don't remember. But that was the order of things.
Okay, sure.
Anyway, stay away from horses. Don't play Kixie Wixie with a horse.
Anyway, what was the news? We didn't get to the actual news
Well,
part.
this guy, Brendan...
Yes.
SCHAUB. He's very famous.
I didn't listen to any of the letters. You said it doesn't matter. It's irrelevant.
SCHAUB.
People, I didn't. I didn't
good.
listen, but whoever is listening now will get it.
He said that my boy Todd Feldman
Yes.
put together this thing with Todd Phillips.
The Hangover guy.
The Hangover guy. The new Joker origin film. You know, the one that's like set in the 80s and it's gritty and it's real and like...
It could be Scorsese.
Yeah, and it's not Jared Leto and it's a different whatever. He said it's like a dark Joker. As a kid, he had a permanent smile and everyone made fun of him. It's like on the streets of Brooklyn. It's super dark and real.
Sounds real.
So a kid is born with the
He's born with a smile.
the permanent smile.
Wow,
and
you'd
people are like,
think he'd spread cheer wherever he went.
yeah.
Okay.
So does that sound like a good origin? Did he get kicked in the face by a horse? What
Maybe he got
happened
kicked in
here?
the face with a horse.
Yeah. What do you think of that as like as an origin? A person was just born with a smile.
I guess that's fine.
I mean, is it? I mean, if it's dark and real, do you know anybody who's born with a smile and just has a permanent
I was born
smile?
with a smile.
Shut up.
Oh, no. It's gone. I had a permanent smile until just that moment. Now it's gone. I don't know. I mean, that feels kind of like
a Dick Tracy.
Yeah, or like it does feel like a Scorsese, Joe Pesci, you know, people
Right.
make assumptions about him and he gets real mad and he
Right, yeah,
becomes
yeah.
a psychopath,
Okay,
you know.
fair, yeah,
what
yeah.
am I funny like a clown kind of thing.
Yeah,
And
right,
then-
okay, fair
And
point.
then he goes mad. I don't necessarily think that would be good,
Yeah.
but I think that's Scorsese all over, I feel.
Okay, fair enough.
If you went also, I think if you went to Scorsese and said, give us an origin for the Joker, he wouldn't go, oh, he fell into a vat of toxic waste or this or that. I think he'd just be like...
Kicked in the mouth by a horse.
Kicked in the mouth by a horse, exactly, yeah. Forceps.
Brooklyn.
As he was being
yeah,
born.
well, that's
Brooklyn.
probably it as well, yeah.
His dad's a boxer, probably.
Yeah, probably, yeah. Yeah, man. Mean streets, you know?
Mean streets.
Can't escape them. Speaking of the streets, Mason...
The British
Iron
rap
Fist-
of the streets.
Yeah, that's correct.
Original pirate material.
The Netflix Marvel series, they're all on the streets, aren't they?
They are on the
You can't get
streets.
away from them. They're in dimly lit alleys and hallways.
So many hallways.
In hindsight, much better than other Marvel TV shows in terms of production value
Yep.
and lighting and acting and casting
Yep.
and special effects.
Relative intelligence of the characters.
Yes, that's
For
right.
the most part.
Yeah. Longer, but still feels shorter comparatively to some.
I'm on board with the good guys being the good guys.
Right. Yes. Absolutely. Okay. Good. We saw Misty.
Why do you ask?
I'm just saying because we saw the first image of Misty Knight from the next series of Iron Fist.
She's got the bionic
Got
arm
the
already.
bionic arm. What do you think?
Looks fine.
It doesn't it? It's gritty and real, isn't it?
It's gritty and real, yeah.
It's got a little plug into her upper arm. I don't know. I expected. Of course, it's
She's
just like
ripped the jacket off. She's ripped the sleeve off her denim jacket. Like it's not a vest.
yeah.
She's wearing a denim jacket, and the arm with her real arm has a sleeve on it, and a bionic arm does not have a sleeve on it.
Maybe that's the jacket she went into hospital with.
Oh yeah,
I don't know. But I don't
maybe
think it is.
well, that's the thing. Maybe it does cool stuff.
Right. Yeah.
Fingers crossed, it does cool stuff.
Like
Because
spins.
otherwise, it might spin.
Yeah. I was
It might whisk.
whisk. I was hoping for more of kind of a, like a Terminator kind of hand, but it's clearly like
a Skywalker hand.
a Skywalker hand. Yeah. Like a glove. Like it just looks like a.
Oh no,
like
I was
a
hoping for an
robot.
arm like this.
Yeah.
With more high tech.
Right. Yeah.
Like, because in the comic books, she has, it's an arm and it's made of Antarctic vibranium and diamonds or something. It's like some sort of super weird alloy.
Cool.
And it can, touch a wall and dissolve it kind of thing. Like, it's, she
okay.
can, but, it's
Can she mix a drink?
probably with the whisk attachment, sure.
Very good.
But it's like, and that's in the comics, it's like a Stark Industries
Yes.
bionic arm.
But here
So in this, it's a
Rand,
Rand
so
Industries. Yeah.
who knows?
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, who's to say?
Off-brand.
Maybe it
bionic
isn't though.
arm.
Like maybe he just knows a guy in some. I bet it's we know a guy in some tech
Yeah.
startup who built it. But
Anyway, I'm glad we're getting it.
Same.
I don't know. Who knows until it's.
But
in,
again,
in
I would have
emotion.
also hoped. I do kind of wish that they'd done this thing where they constantly tease she's going to lose her arm in every season she's in, but she, in the nick of time, she just. Because in Iron Fist, she nearly loses.
She nearly loses. She gets shot in the arm or something.
She gets shot in the arm and she loses all the. Claire has to clamp off all the blood vessels or whatever. She's like, you might lose your arm, and then in this, she nearly loses it again, and then she does lose it.
And then she fully loses it.
Would have been great.
Yeah,
she's always again putting her hand.
Like Crispin Glover in Hot Tub Time Machine, where he's like juggling the chainsaw.
Yeah, exactly. That's right. Yeah.
Oh, that's fantastic.
She always has to get a piece of evidence on a rapidly whirling fan above her head.
Who keeps putting this up here? So we'll see. They're all happening at the moment. I think they're filming they're filming Jessica Jones. The Punisher, I think, is probably done, and now Iron Fist season 2. I didn't even know it was filming. So there you go.
There you go.
Okay, so according to a recent press release, but not so recent for the people listening to this because of time dilation and whatnot.
Sure, yeah.
Justice League boasts.
Oh boy.
A story by Chris Terrio.
Don't get so bold, Justice League.
Maybe
ease the boasting until you've made a good movie. Justice League, anyway.
Story by Chris Terrio and Zack Snyder. Screenplay by Chris Terrio and Joss Whedon, which means he's getting credited. So screenplay, I guess that means he's made some significant changes, or he hasn't.
Yeah.
So who knows? Do you think they'll all be quipping away? They'll be quipping away.
There'll be some quipping, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Who's this other guy?
Chris Terrio. He wrote parts of Batman v Superman.
Okay.
Yeah, and other things. I can look it up if you want.
If you could.
I don't want to.
Because that's not really it's not a credit so much, is it?
Well, technically it's a credit, but you're saying it's not a credit as in that's not a credit to the work that you do. Is that what you mean?
That's what I'm saying.
Okay, gotcha. Good. He did Argo. There you go. Mm-hmm. He did Heights.
I liked Argo. And that makes sense.
Yeah, why?
Affleck.
Nah.
All right then.
Not following.
Okay then.
Sorry, mate.
Don't even worry about it.
He also wrote Richard II and Book of Kings, which is a short film in 2002, one of your favourites.
No.
No?
No.
Heights. You know that one?
No.
Okay, good. Another news?
Yeah, another news, please. More news, please.
We got our first look at Evangelina Lilly in the Wasp outfit.
Yeah, that's right.
It looks more...
It's muted.
Yeah, I was hoping for the 60s one, but hey, whatever.
Yeah. I mean, so at the end of Ant-Man, we got... Hey, this is for you, and he opens the cabinet, and there's the Wasp suit.
Yeah.
And it's a lot more colourful. The colours are all still there.
Yeah.
But they've definitely muted it out.
Do you think it's a different suit?
I think it's the same.
Because that one wasn't
suit.
even completed. It didn't have like arms and
I
stuff.
thought that was the premise. Because like when I think of the Wasp in the 60s,
we did see it actually, didn't we?
Yeah, we saw it.
We saw the actual one. Yeah.
Yeah. But
no, I mean like on somebody. We saw Janet Van Dyne.
Oh yeah. But I don't know. I thought initially it wasn't going to have sleeves.
Oh.
But here we go. Yeah.
Sleeves up.
Sleeves up.
Yeah.
Didn't see the wings though.
No.
It might be a case of, I mean, we in the post-credit sequence in Ant-Man, we see it does have wings.
Yeah.
But in a lot of the time in the comic books, it only has wings when she shrinks down. So she can only fly when she's small.
Because they're teeny tiny little
wings. Yeah,
okay,
but who knows?
Well, that makes sense.
Who knows, man?
We do see the wings in that flashback though. Janet Van Dyne.
Yeah.
Why does Ant-Man not have wings?
Good question.
Because he's like, no, I'm Ant-Man. Ants don't have wings. Some ants do have wings, but
not the point. Maybe he thinks they're effeminate.
Yeah, maybe.
He's from a different time. So.
Yeah, well, he is, isn't he?
And current day Ant-Man's like, can I have wings? And he's like, no. Man wouldn't have wings. No.
So yeah, that's
wings
all.
would really help. No.
That's all. How was he going to get off the bomb? How did he get off the bomb?
Good question.
I mean, he can fall from great heights, can't he? Because he's kind of...
Yeah.
He's more durable. So I guess he just fell into the water.
Yeah. Maybe he had a parachute.
He probably had a parachute. Or he called an ant.
Called an ant, a flying
He's
ant.
always calling an ant.
That's true, yeah.
Come get me, I'm fucked. There's a lot of that, you know? Yeah.
Absolutely.
Good, excellent. Last bit of news.
Yes.
But we'll check back in at the end, Mason, because you never know, do you?
That's true.
I'll probably forget.
Yeah,
X-Men
that's true.
Yeah, X-Men Dark Phoenix. You looking forward to that?
Nah.
It's the one directed by Simon Kinberg, who's produced all the X-Men films. Good ones, bad ones, but this is the first one. And written some, and Fantastic Four. But this is the first one that he's directing. This is his chance to prove himself as a director.
This is his chance to be like, this is how an X-Men movie's meant to be.
Yeah.
Great. All right, I'll give him one chance.
Okay, here we go.
I'm not happy about it. I don't want to see it. I don't want to trek out.
Yeah, it's the one I least want to see out of like Deadpool, New Mutants, and this. He said because it's Dark Phoenix, obviously there's elements of space and fire, alien birds. But he said we've got to find a way to ground it so it's not too intergalactic. He wanted to be remain human and emotional.
Now make it intergalactic, idiot.
Yeah, what are you doing?
Yeah,
we've seen the school.
The X-Men film franchise in its entirety has been everybody waiting for it to go intergalactic.
Yes.
the entire premise, like, the first one came out and people were like, oh, this is not bad, but maybe put them in the yellow suits. And then the next one they're like, oh, it's a little bit, it's better. Maybe make them more comic book stuff, put them in the yellow suits maybe.
And then they went Kelsey Grammer. We went, oh yeah,
good.
We liked, but it's not what we like. It's good casting.
Yeah, and then people are like, okay, cool, Sentinels, great, let's do that, and we'll make it intergalactic, idiots.
Yeah,
come on.
Yeah, X-Men in space. I'm in the process of making a video. It'll be out by now where I talk about this franchise in particular. All this franchise does, like the boring ones, is they're at the school and then they go to a mutant facility that's closed down or recently been started up and then they run through a forest. Yep. And that's all the bland X-Men movies do
true,
that.
Yeah. You're absolutely
and
right.
even the good ones do a lot of that.
Yeah.
Like Wolverine, Logan was that.
Yeah.
So, hey.
It's all the little details.
Go to space!
Go to a mall.
Yeah. They did go to a mall, didn't they? That was fun.
Yeah. They like to have fun.
Anyway, yeah, it just seems like a good opportunity to go to space because it's the space story. Or, I don't know.
How many X-Men movies have there been now?
57.
57. Well, I'm done with them. But I'm done with the current format of them.
I agree.
You know what I mean? Shake it up a little.
But we're getting Deadpool 2, which shakes it up in a big way. It flips the genre on its head because we have to look at his balls. It's meta. He's winking at the camera.
Yep, it's funny.
And we're getting New Mutants, which is a horror X-Men film.
Yeah, that's true.
Apparently.
Okay.
So
give us a space one.
Yeah. Give us a bloody space
Have you seen, speaking of Deadpool, have you seen the trailers for The Hitman's Bodyguard? It's out now, I think.
Yeah, I've seen
it. It looks pretty good, but that's the worst title I've ever heard.
What would you rather call it?
Anything else.
Hitman's best friend. Best friends.
Best
on
friends.
a mission and an adventure.
Yes.
Okay, good.
Adventure friends.
Okay, you need to think of a better name then.
Okay.
Come on, let's go.
By the end of the episode, I'll have a better name.
It's a play on...
I'll forget.
It's a play on The Bodyguard. That's like the...
No, it's not.
Yes, have you seen the posters where like one's holding the other one? Like
it's not a play on that.
It absolutely is.
All right.
Because one has to look after the other one, but the other one doesn't need looking after.
Well, they should have called it The Bodyguard 2, but it's TOO.
Question mark?
Yes.
Gotcha.
Exactly, yeah.
Very good.
Yeah.
Yeah, so... No, I've heard it's got some good... Like, it's not a great film, but it's a good kind of throwback action movie with some good quips. So, there you go. I think that's all the news, Mason, for now. But let's put a pin in that and not come back to it. You cool with that?
Yes.
Good.
But bear in mind, we could pull out the pin at any moment.
And kill us all.
All our listeners are being held hostage. That we could pull the pin and just start talking about the news.
All right,
do you want $1 million
do you want to
and a helicopter?
Do you want to talk about Inhumans or Game of Thrones?
Let's talk about
first?
Inhumans first.
Yeah, okay.
Because we just saw Inhumans.
Do we want to go full spoilers?
Yeah.
Okay, but we should say up front, if you don't want to know anything, it's really bad and don't see it.
Yes.
Don't pay for it. Don't go out of your way. Maybe watch it on TV if you're curious.
Yeah, look, I didn't hate every second of it, but was it worth driving half an hour out of our way and paying $30 a ticket?
It was closer to 50 minutes for me, just so we're clear.
That's true, yeah. To see this, it was not worth that.
No. We went to High Point Cinema, and I said...
Yes.
More like Low Point.
Yeah, you did.
And I said,
our lives.
I can't wait to say that on the podcast.
Yeah, and you did.
And you said, I'll laugh raucously.
I didn't say that.
It was implied.
I said I'd give it what it deserves.
Okay, so full spoilers.
Yeah.
Sorry if you can skip ahead. There's time codes below for everything anyway. So if you really don't want to know.
Yep.
But yeah, you don't. This isn't integral to anything.
It's very true.
Either in the MCU or in your life.
Yeah. So,
if you're a fan of the characters, you probably won't like it.
Yeah, that's a good point, isn't it?
Anyway, Mason, what did you think the story was?
The Inhumans live on the moon.
Yep.
Some are happy, some are unhappy.
Yep.
There's a coup.
Yes, there is.
Pretty good.
A pigeon.
Yeah, exactly. But at the series opens in Hawaii.
Yep.
The entirety of the 2 episodes are set in Hawaii.
And the moon.
Hawaii and the moon.
Yeah.
They're sister cities, Hawaii
Yes.
and the moon. But opens in Hawaii. There's a woman running through a forest in Hawaii. She gets pursued by some special forces guys.
Yep.
And then she's rescued by Triton.
Yes, she is.
The green-skinned Triton.
Are you familiar with that character?
And then she's shot by special forces and he immediately leaves her
Yes,
to die.
He says, "Don't worry, you're safe." And
Yeah.
then they're shot at. And then he's like, "Oh no,
Run!"
And then they both get shot.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Though they're probably not dead.
Oh, she's dead.
Is she? Didn't they capture her? Because they were like, "Don't worry about it, get the other guy."
No, she's definitely dead.
Okay,
She was
good.
face down in mud.
Yeah,
she's
well, I
definitely
guess
dead.
that'll, yeah.
Yeah.
And he maybe escapes or...
Yeah.
He jumps off a really poor CGI waterfall
That's true.
that doesn't...
Oh, wait, I forgot. It doesn't open with that. It opens with a long, old school Marvel title
does.
sequence. Except there's nothing... Like, if you imagine, like, the old Spider-Man title sequences where everything's flying through DNA and there's all
Yeah.
sorts of webs and there's...
We talked about that the other week. To be
Flashbacks, yeah.
like, thank God they stopped doing
Yeah,
that.
but it's back for this, except there's... Imagine doing, like, a student version.
It's flat shapes
Yeah.
that I don't recognize kind
Yeah.
of spinning and flipping.
Oh, it was sort of... I think it's meant to be like the Inhumans, like, uniforms and their hair and
That's
their
what I
tattoos and et cetera.
assumed, but I didn't. I only recognized a couple of them, yeah. Boy, and then the titles come up and you went, phew.
Yeah, but then after that, initially I felt it had some promise because the initial action sequence takes place in this forest and there's rain coming down.
There's
and
IMAX shooting people's feet and there's
Exactly, yeah,
there's
there's
water and mud splashing
mud
up.
splashing, and I'm like, oh, I see, they've really cranked up
They're
the
really
IMAX for
IMAXing this.
But then it became a very generic action sequence and it was not exciting.
No. Because there's a Triton jumps off a waterfall, but it looks like what he jumps off is completely disconnected from where he was.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just it's really poor compositing and it's horrible. It's a weird society on the moon, isn't it?
Yeah, so we cut to the moon,
Yep.
where the Atalan royal family realise that Triton's been killed.
Everyone lives under a dome that has a picture of the sky on it.
Yeah.
And they've gone there because they want to be safe from the humans.
I like that reveal. Like, I knew it was coming.
Yeah, yeah.
But the fact that we see a nice, like, blue sky, peaceful society, and then we pull back to, through a city that looks kind of okay.
They spent a lot of money on that city because they kept showing it.
Yeah,
Like,
totally right.
Yeah, but
and then
it's
it pulls
just-
out, it's like under a cloaking device dome.
It looks like a Holocaust museum. And I probably should cut that out.
No, leave
but
that
I just
in.
mean it's very stark and cold and just
Again,
and
it's a
grim.
world where you're like, and I say this about a lot of fantasy universes, like Krypton or what have you.
Yeah.
What do people do?
Yeah,
on this?
right.
Like, later we see Crystal, like, reading a book and listening to music, but nobody else seems to have those.
No.
It's a very rigid caste society where you have the royal family.
Yes.
And then you have everybody else who lives and works in the mines.
Right. Yeah.
They're mining, I assume, for Terrigen crystals.
I think that's the case. So yeah, I guess that because what happens is when it's your birthday, when you're 16 or ish, you go into a phone box and they put a crystal in and it turns into a gas and you get powers. And if you get wings, you're great.
Yep.
If you get something considered shit, you have to mine.
Yeah,
You live under the
you're a
earth.
pariah again. Like,
Yeah.
I guess that's true, yeah.
Which makes me think, oh, no, this is a bad society and the king sucks here.
Yeah. Well, that's I feel that was the
Hang on, I'm just
number...
gonna keep talking, I'm gonna let the dog out.
I feel that was the number one takeaway I got from this, that it's movie length and we should feel, and it's the first 2 episodes of a series, so presumably this will evolve, but given that we only had this hour and a half or whatever it was, I am not on the side of the royal family
No.
here. The entire 2 episodes is about a coup that is, brought about by Black Bolt's brother, Maximus the Mad.
Who's kind of low-key light.
Yeah, he's low-key light, but when he went in the phone box and drank in the mist, he didn't get any powers.
He turned human,
He
maybe?
turned human. He got even less powers than I guess regular Inhumans have. I guess they're all slightly more durable and strong. Maybe
Not clear.
it's unclear. But anyway, he's leading this coup, this revolution.
Yeah.
And I'm 100% on his side.
Yeah.
Like, he seems like not a nice guy.
He's like, can we get off the moon and go back to Earth? Also, you could. You know how much weird shit there is on Earth?
Yeah.
It would be absolutely fine. You could turn up there and people go, oh no, this stuff exists. Like, you're not a dangerous green monster.
Exactly,
Like,
yeah.
smashing up a city. So, you've got weird feet. That's fine.
That's fine, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, but like, he's like, let's get everybody out of the mines.
Yeah.
I mean, all they're doing, again, it's unclear, but clearly they're just mining for the Terrigen crystals. So here's what you do, right? You stop mining for the Terrigen crystals, you stop going into the phone booth and getting weird powers, and then as indistinguishable humanoids, you go to Earth and they go, what's you guys' deal? And you're like, nothing, we're just regular humans. And they go, cool.
That's great.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Welcome.
And also, at the same time, Black Bolt has a plan because he's sending agents down to Earth because there's Inhumans on Earth and because Terrigen mists got loose. I guess that in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.,
presumably. And he's like, we got to rescue these Inhumans and bring them back to the moon.
Where they can work in the mines.
Where they can work in the mines, exactly. Unless they've got wings, in which case... Like, they don't even fully test a person's powers before they put them in the mines.
Yeah.
There's a guy who can clearly see the future, and they just go, yeah, it looked like he had a stroke, so into the mines.
That's right. He didn't get shooting fire out of his hands.
Like, there's a guy who has hooves for feet.
Yeah,
and
Gorgon.
he's a dummy also,
Yeah.
which we'll get to.
Yeah.
But there's a guy down the mines who has really good, like, strong hands for digging.
He's got like big mole hands and he can
that
dig.
seems good too.
Yeah.
That seems better than hooves for feet.
But he can't hold a crystal goblet with them, can he?
No, I guess he can't. Yeah. And that's the thing. They're living. They've got wine and amazing food, and like, this society, we're in a bit of trouble. And they're just eating lobster or moon lobster or
Moon
whatever.
lobster.
While people are digging in the mines.
Yeah.
Oh, it's insane.
It's-
also expand your territory.
Yeah.
Just make it slightly bigger.
Where'd the technology come from?
Good question.
But like,
I think it's all made from moon rocks.
Yeah.
And you're on the moon.
If this story were told from a different perspective, it would be a story about the unequal distribution of wealth and the top 1% who won't give it up, and there's just people who are trying to live. But it isn't. It's told from the perspective of the royal family, and apparently they're the victims here.
And the other thing is, Black Bolt hilariously killed his parents.
Yeah.
And somehow, while he was in prison for a bit, they just went, yeah, you're the king.
Yeah. Right?
So that he was in an argument and he uttered a word and he splattered them against the wall. It's very funny.
It's very funny. It's not supposed to be funny. It looks like if Inhumans was successful and it lasted a season, and so Mad TV had to do an Inhumans sketch.
Yes.
In this scenario, Mad TV is still around also. But anyway, Mad TV does a sketch where he accidentally kills his parents. That's the level of comedy in this scene.
And special
like, not
effects.
that funny.
Yeah.
And not that good special effects, but okay for Mad TV.
That's right, exactly.
Don't show it. You see their dusty silhouettes on the wall after he's accidentally killed them. And he goes, why? And then they die. Don't show it.
No.
Just have him open it, make it silent.
Yeah.
And he opens his mouth to say, it doesn't matter what it is. And then he looks shocked.
He looks horrified.
And then we see the aftermath or whatever.
Okay, the reason you can't do that is because most people on this are terrible at acting.
I guess that's true.
Like the younger cast in particular, some real clunky lines. Like this young Medusa says a line. You see young Medusa meet...
She says,
young...
I'm Medusa. Like it's real clunky.
Does she say it before she gets her hair powers? I guess she does.
Yeah, I guess
she was
so.
always just called Medusa.
Yeah, that's weird, isn't it?
But it's comics, man. Well, I shouldn't complain.
Yeah.
Okay, so the guy who has hooves, there's an
Gorgon.
Gorgon.
Get it right.
There's Gorgon.
Look, we're going to be watching this show for 10 years, so if you could get the names right early, that would help.
I'm
a lot.
out.
We're going to do an annual recap of Inhumans, the series, and you're going to have to remember all the names. I'm not doing the heavy lifting here.
I understand.
If you have to do the heavy lifting for the Game of Thrones recaps, I'm not going to do the heavy. I don't know.
There'll be heavy lifting, though, is what you're saying.
That's what I'm
Okay,
saying.
good.
Yeah,
So he has hooves and he's strong because he can like kick the ground
and he's got like some sort of tracking ability, I think,
yeah, like a horse.
like a horse.
So
exactly.
he's angry because Triton, who they sent down to Earth, who they presumed was dead.
Yes.
They send Gorgon after him to find Triton, and when he gets down there, he's just in regular boots. Like his feet are in regular.
Oh, right,
regular,
sure, yeah.
And there's no way that hooves could fit in that. whatever. It's fine. I can understand you can't run on because he's on little hoof stilts.
Yes, he is, yeah.
So it's a practical
He's on
effect.
if you can imagine high heels that don't have any heel on the back.
It's not a terrible
No.
look.
I mean, you couldn't do the full... If you did the full back-bended leg, that would be really expensive.
Yeah, it'd be like they did in Narnia or whatever. Yeah,
right.
It would be expensive. So he just spends the rest of the 70 minutes that's left.
He uses his incredible tracking abilities. What he does is he walks to the shoreline of the beach in Hawaii. It's filmed in Hawaii. They get tax credits.
And he yells,
And he just,
Triton! And then it cuts away for 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And it cuts back.
And he's still like, Triton!
Triton! Like yelling into the ocean.
Yeah.
And then he walks into the ocean.
Yep.
Oh, by the way, he also, prior to this, he complained to Black Bolt that he wasn't because he's like, I should have been the one sent to Earth. No, you're a dummy. So because he walked into the ocean and nearly drowned.
Because he can't swim.
And he's saved by
Which is weird because he's part animal.
Yeah.
And all animals have an inherent ability to swim.
I don't know.
Guess he's more human than he
Guess
thought.
he's more human than he thought. And
Yeah,
so
he's
he's
saved
saved by
by
local
surfers, yeah.
who just buy everything that he's saying. And then he turns on his kid. Oh, and while this is happening, there's the coup that happens back on the moon.
My favorite part about that, first of all, that the surfers don't be like, get out of our territory. Because surfers are like that.
Yeah.
They'll be like, what are you doing? Get out of our surf, you prick, kind of thing. But they rescue him, which is nice. They bring him up to the sand. And then what I like about it is there's no references to other weirdness. They just go, oh, you must be one of those Inhumans we hear
That's
about.
exactly what they say. Yeah, not
Yeah.
like, hey, you're like Thor or whatever. It's none of that. It's just...
You're one of those Inhumans.
One of those Inhumans.
That everybody's talking
Everybody's
about. Hashtag Inhumans TV. That's what
cover
they're saying.
of every magazine. Mm-hmm. Black Bolt gets okay. So
Blackagar Boltagon. Use his full name.
They don't say his full name.
What they don't say his full name, but also Medusa, his wife, refers to him as Black Bolt all the time.
Yes.
Weird, right?
Weird, yeah.
No pet name?
No
but
pet.
The problem, like, I guess with this series for me is it all appears to have been like just thrown together and there's like it's just started existing now.
Right, yeah.
Like if these were real characters with real motivations and real relationships, they'd have nicknames, they'd have a way of communicating with each other if one of them can't speak.
Yes.
Which we'll get to at some point.
At some point. But yeah, so the teleporting dog, which actually looks all right
Lockjaw, yes.
for TV. Mm-hmm. By the way, all this looks horrible on IMAX.
Really,
it's not.
and
It's
we didn't
not
even see it at the biggest
No,
IMAX.
but it was-
We saw it at IMAX Junior.
Yeah,
It's not what it's called.
No, but it's not. Like, it was shot for IMAX, but it's not lit for IMAX.
Yeah.
The special effects aren't for IMAX. The sets aren't for IMAX. You can see, like, when they'll open a thing, you can see it's just got a rickety little hinge on it, like
Yeah,
and stuff
right.
like that. You can pick up on.
Uh-huh.
So the dog saves everybody and brings them all to Earth, but Hawaii. But it's all they're slightly apart, so they spend the rest of the episode not coming back together.
That's right, yeah.
And talking to each other on watches. So she called Medusa which we'll get to.
Yeah.
Goes down to Earth and calls Black Bolt.
They've got like communicator wristband things.
And he can't talk back, so she's just talking, and they're out loud, so they're not like subtle. So she's sitting on a bus having
right.
like, you know, and people like it's just blaring on like it's on speakerphone.
Yeah.
But there's no texting part on it of his device.
Yeah.
So he has to hold it to his heart so
Yeah.
she can hear his heartbeat. Surely they would have. So when they call him on the moon, does he just have to go and do sign language in person?
Which is weird because, I mean, the whole thing's weird, but later on in the episode, another character takes off her communicator and flips it open, and it's got like a display,
Yes, it
an
does.
iPhone-style display on it,
Yeah.
which means there's literally no reason that it couldn't have like a texting thing or a FaceTime.
Yeah.
We've got FaceTime.
We've got FaceTime.
And they're way ahead of us technologically.
They have a guy whose head is a projector.
That's true, they do have that, yeah.
Literally.
They do, and he projects. He
The
projects
opening scene.
The opening scene. They tried to cut around it, but it's just
It's the footage they
it's
shot.
just the footage they've shot. It's like they don't do any. They cut away whenever there's a literal like angle change.
Yeah.
So it's not that abrupt, but it's like it's just the bit from what we saw earlier.
Why is so that guy's valuable, I guess, because he can see things and project
Yeah.
it. Yeah, okay.
They probably send him down to the mines later because he projects movies on
Sure,
on
yeah.
a wall or something.
Yeah, absolutely.
What else are we up to?
So Black Bolt, because he causes a bit of a ruckus in the streets, because
Yes.
he turns up in an X-Men style black leather suit.
Yep.
And then he sees like people wearing regular business suits or casual clothing, and he's like, I'm going to get me some clothes.
Sure.
He does a lot of emoting with his face, and that guy is a good actor, but you don't get a sense of what he just seems perplexed or bemused.
Yeah, right.
Or confused. Yeah, it's confused or bemused. It's somewhere in there.
Because it doesn't seem like he has an ultimate plan in it. It's not like he goes, okay, well, what I need to do is get arrested, and then I'll go to the police station, and then I'll use their computers, and I'll figure something out. It's just he's just going with the flow, and he just ends up arrested, and he's just bemused.
But he gets arrested because he goes into a clothing store. She assumes that he can't speak English, even though he nods when she asks him a question.
Yeah, right.
So they put a linen suit.
Put him in a nice blue linen suit. Yes.
And then he just walks out, breaks a guy's arm on the way out.
Yep.
And then
they call the police.
They
send like 5 units.
And they just hit him mercilessly.
Oh, they really belt him. Yeah. But here's the thing, it's weird because
how'd he get out of the cuffs?
I don't know. But it speaks to how dumb he is as a character, because he's the lead, clearly up on the moon, he's the king, and he gets whatever he wants.
Dog's back, hang on, keep talking.
He gets whatever he wants. But surely as a ruler and a diplomat and a strategist and whatever, and he knows what Earth is. He'd go, okay, well, they have currency and they have trade and they have whatever.
Also, he could look at it. They're always looking at it. They're always looking at a picture of it and going,
so
there's
he'd
a lot
go
of fire, isn't there?
okay, well, humans trade money for items.
Yeah.
That's what so either he is so dumb that he thinks he can just do this and walk away and there'll be literally no consequences, or he is so arrogant that he thinks that as a royal, as a member of the royal family, he can just take whatever he wants and no one can stop him.
Yeah, and I genuinely don't know which one it is.
Exactly.
Because he can't talk.
You can't talk, exactly.
Also, he steals the suit to evade the cops or stay incognito.
Yeah.
And he immediately gets arrested.
Yeah.
Straight away.
Yeah, yeah.
If he didn't steal it, he wouldn't have got arrested.
That's true.
It would just been a guy in a leather suit.
Or he could have just taken... People wear leather jackets.
Yeah, that's
what he
right.
could have done? He could have just unzipped it and he would have looked just like a cool rock and roll dude.
Exactly, because that's what he does look like. He looks like a cool rock and roll dude, doesn't he?
Yes, he does.
Good
Anyway,
Lord.
it's real dumb. If he'd come out of that alley and just looked at a guy in a leather jacket, he would have been like, oh yeah, it seems fine.
Yeah, this is fine.
But that's the thing, just do it Kyle Reese style. Go into a shop that's closed or something, or just put it on when nobody's looking and then sneak out.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
So, God, what a
dummy.
Speaking of dummies, here's another character who's a dummy.
The guy with the next powers?
Yeah, Karnak.
Yeah.
So we have one of the other characters who's teleported down to Hawaii.
Yeah.
He's teleported to the top of a mountain.
Yes.
Or not even a mountain, a hill.
Yeah.
And Karnak's ability, if you don't know Karnak, in the comic books, his ability primarily is he can see weak points.
Right. Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah, so
because it seemed to me like he had Nicolas Cage's powers from Next, where he
Right.
could see multiple.
Yeah, I think maybe that's in the comic books. It's weak points, but I think in this it's more that
Right.
he can see
And it's got Doctor Strange style symbols,
glyphs and
as
things.
he
Yeah,
kind of-
he can. In this, it seems he can see possible futures.
Yeah.
That's the way he can do it. He's more like there's a character in DC Image called the Midnighter, and he can see all potential future strategies, and he picks the optimal one.
You're right. Yeah.
So there's a fight sequence where you see him fight some dudes, then he gets shot, and he goes, that didn't work, and then he does a different thing and he wins.
There's a bit where he harasses a waitress.
Yeah, he's like the way he gives like a nice smile to the waitress, and the waitress is like, "Oh hey,
What's up?"
Clearly there's something, and he's like, "In 2.5 days I'm gonna hate you because of all
And
these things."
And he says, "And I'll want to kill you."
Yeah.
Those are his exact words.
Not likable characters.
So back on Earth, when he gets teleported to Earth, he says out loud, "I need to find my king," and attempts to scurry down a mountain.
Yeah.
In doing so, he just falls off.
Yeah. And again, whichever power set he has, if he can see weak point, because the idea in the comic books, he can see a weak point. So if, he's fighting Iron Man and Iron Man has the indestructible suit of armor, he just finds the one crack in it.
Yeah.
Or the one tiny seam that's vulnerable and he punches it.
Yeah.
And the whole suit falls to pieces or
Right.
whatever. If that's his power, surely he could see
That on a mountain.
Like on a he could see like some soil that's about to crumble off or whatever. Or if he can see the future, he could see that he's about to step on a thing that's about to fall apart.
Yes.
But in either case, he doesn't. He just puts his foot wrong and the whole thing collapses and he tumbles down a hill. And he hits his head.
Hits his head real hard.
But then when he wakes up, shortly thereafter, then he's like,
I need to find my king.
Find a king. And his powers then suddenly activate and he goes, East?
That's right.
He looks at the sun and he goes, East? North, south? Okay, here we go. And then you see like a little golden pathway emerges and he walks down the hill. Why didn't you use it earlier?
Good question.
Does it only work after a blow to the head?
Well, the reason they wanted to do that is because he ends up circling back to where he was, which means his powers aren't working.
He's got a head injury.
But he could have got a head injury because any other reason. The way
Literally any other reason, right?
Like maybe when he's back fighting on the moon, there isn't an optimal outcome that doesn't end with him getting hit. He always gets hit in the head.
Yeah,
Well,
right.
that's the best case scenario is
Yeah.
I get hit in the back of the head and then I teleport to Earth.
Yeah. No,
Boy.
fell down a hill.
Just fell down a hill.
Fell down a hill in complete reversal of his power set.
Yes. Medusa gets her head shaved.
Which is how we want... Look, I was like, how are they going to... Everybody hates the wig.
Yeah.
What are they going to do?
It looks better in CGI than it does as a wig.
That's true, it does. Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
It's a very weird looking wig.
And she looks better with a shaved head.
100%.
So, yeah. So before she is teleported to Earth by the teleporting dog, Maximus is like, I'm gonna kill everybody, and first of all, I'm gonna shave your head. And he just gets a set of electric clippers. Again, this is a budget thing. Just a set of you'd buy at the Hair House warehouse.
It's exactly what they are.
Yeah.
He must have got them from Earth, right?
It's not a ceremonial sword.
No, it's not like a pair of like golden clippers.
It's not a laser cutter.
No.
It's just a set of buzzy clippers. You
Well,
go
it's
to
weird
Target, get them.
Because there's moments like that where nobody seems to understand, or some people don't understand what's going on Earth, and yet someone else is like, I'm going to bring your family here in a garbage bag. Okay, so you have clippers and you have garbage bags.
And you have apartments.
You have apartments.
She isn't like...
You have headphones.
Crystal, who's the one of the remaining characters we haven't spoken about yet, who has fire and ice powers of some sort. I can't remember what a power set is in the comics. It doesn't matter. Anyway, she's like, oh, they've put me in my apartment.
Yes.
Great. Say my quarters. I've been confined to my quarters.
But it does look like an apartment.
It does look like an apartment. Yeah, it's quite nice.
Also, they end up tracking Medusa because Crystal thinks that she's stolen a
Communicator.
but they've left it there on purpose. So she calls Medusa and is like, Medusa, there's been a coup and everybody's whatever. And Medusa's like, oh, where did you get the communicator? And she's like, I stole it from whatever. And she's like, oh no, they're tracking it. They could have just called Medusa. They probably, because that's not her phone. They probably have Medusa's number.
Yeah,
and also, when they call Medusa, they're like, oh, now I can be tracked. She breaks it.
Yeah.
But they still find it.
It's true, yeah.
And also, they find it and she's standing near it.
She's standing near... Okay, so what happens is she's on the bus... We'll backtrack.
She gets a bus.
She gets a bus from some sort of Hawaiian... tourist attraction crater situation.
I think they just stopped on the road. Oh, no, they're at the crater, aren't
yeah,
they?
they're at the crater.
Okay, fair
anyway,
enough.
she goes to, I guess, the closest local town.
Yep.
And then... And she realizes the communicator's... On the trip, she realizes the communicator's going to be tracked, so she breaks it.
Yep.
And then night comes, and then the henchwoman
Yes.
from the moon has arrived on Earth.
The guy, the bad guy, the Maximus's
henchwoman comes to Earth, and then she finds the bus, and the bus driver's on there, and he's like, hey, you can't get on my bus. So she kills him straight up.
Yep.
And then she finds the broken computer, she gets off the bus, and then Medusa's there. So Medusa, again, just let a civilian die.
Yes, that's why.
Because she's the royal family, she does not care.
Yep.
And then they fight.
Yes. And it's not very good. And
It's not, you know what? It's what I liked about it is there was no possibility of a hair pulling lady fight. Like it was a problem. There was literally no chance for it. They ruled it out, and so I didn't mind it. I actually quite liked the fact that Medusa just went in for the full football tackle straight away. I thought that was fun.
Well, I guess because you do see her kind of fight with her hair.
Yeah,
it's fine.
Yeah, that's true.
It's also not very long. Like, it's long, but it's not.
It's not comic book long.
Super helpful.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, it's still like arm's length. Maybe a little bit more.
It's weird in so far as when she's about to get her head shaved, the hair doesn't fight back.
Well, they zap her, don't they? They
I guess.
or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'd think the hair would have a vested interest in not being shaved.
You would think that, wouldn't you? I guess the hair can't see everything.
I guess that's true.
I don't understand the hair.
Yeah, it's...
Anyway, my favourite fight scene was when all the cops were hitting Black Bolt with sticks. That was my favourite
They really laid in.
We should mention he does use his voice in that moment, and he flips
he gets
a car,
tasered.
And it's quite good.
That's
It's a real car flip.
That was the effect shot of both episodes, I feel.
Yeah.
Yeah. I bet they finished it and they were like, that's the shot for IMAX.
That's the
baby.
one.
Anyway, there's the fight between Medusa and the henchwoman.
Yep.
And then Medusa stabs her to death, or what she assumes is to death, throws her in the back of a pickup truck and throws a
tarp over her.
Throws a tarp over her. And what amused me about this is that
her legs were sticking out?
No, but Black Bolt steals a suit.
Yeah.
Like, he seems like quite a well-to-do man who steals a suit, and they don't just write it off. They call the entirety of the Hawaii Police Department. But over on the other side of Hawaii, there are what appears to be literally 2 brutal, gruesome murders, and nothing happens for hours. Like, nobody arrives.
No. Well, it's long enough that the henchwoman, the post-credit scene is that this person that we saw 3 times maybe in the show came back to life and healed.
Yeah.
Also, Medusa should know that that's her powers.
Exactly.
Cut her head off.
Exactly. Like, again, this speaks to the idea of, like, this universe didn't exist until today.
Yeah.
Like, if you know this person and you know their power, the reason that woman is not down in the mines is because she has this cool ability.
Yeah.
So you should know what it is, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Unless surprise.
Also, she leaves a knife in her. Take your knife.
Take your
you
knife.
You don't have your hair anymore.
I need the knife.
Jesus.
Yeah.
There's a man in a wall.
Oh yeah, that's right. The henchwoman. So initially, the way you get down to Earth is you ask the teleporting dog Lockjaw to take you down to Earth.
Yes.
And he will do that for you, and then he comes back probably.
Yes.
But then he gets stunned by the bad guys and locked in
In Black Bolt's
apartment.
Apartment.
Locked in his condo.
Sure, yeah.
And then, so they're like, well, what's another way to get to Earth? And I'm assuming like, maybe they've got like a shuttlecraft.
That's what I thought. There'd be like a Star Trek like ship.
Cloaking device, shuttlecraft or
Yeah.
something. That makes more sense because it's not as convenient as a teleporter, but it's what they have, so they'll use it, right?
They have another teleporter.
Well, I was going to say, they've got teleportation devices coming out the wazoo.
But this one is a face that comes out of a concrete wall that very reluctantly will teleport you anywhere.
Yeah.
That'll have a bit of he's not happy about it.
He's not.
But then she threatens to kill his family, and so he does it.
Yeah.
But
I like to think his family's just like a bunch of bricks on a building
well,
site.
that's the thing. So like he must have gone and had the Terrigen Mist. This is probably a character from the comics.
Yeah.
I'm not familiar with this man in the wall
Neither am I.
character that can teleport people. But he must have gone and had the Terrigen Mists, and then where did he turn into a wall? Did he turn into a big block and they put him in a wall? Like what happened?
Look, I'm going to give this guy the benefit of the doubt and say that maybe he went into the phone booth and he transformed into like a rock-like being,
Right.
like a rock-like man,
Yeah.
and then he raised a family, and then now he's become more wall-like.
Right, okay, so he's slowly becoming more...
It doesn't really explain how he's got a teleportation ability, though.
No.
I guess...
Why would you go into the box? It dooms you.
Yeah, right?
It really does.
Yeah.
Like, that guy has an amazing power, but he's a wall. And there's nobody there. Like, when she goes and talks to him, he's just in a dark room.
Yeah.
Just a wall in a dark room.
Again, what do you do for entertainment in this universe?
You get the guy with the projection face.
I guess that's true, yeah. Yeah.
Imagine being the guy with the projection face.
Yeah, right.
What a...
And also, he's blind.
And he's blind, yeah,
Yeah.
because they have to lead him in, yeah.
Yeah. Great stuff.
God, it's shit.
What else happened in this show?
I think that's... I think...
I'll watch another episode.
Yeah, I probably will.
But do not pay any money for this. Really and
Well,
truly.
the run was supposed to be a 2-week run, and they're cutting it a week short. So I'd say most people listening to this have not seen it.
Yeah.
Because I think it's September 29th.
I think we've provided a very evocative review and recap. So,
I think...
did we miss any characters? Who cares if we did?
See, the difference between this and Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is...
Yes.
For me, I think Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. started promising and then got worse.
And now
But now it's
back.
apparently really good. This, I just don't. I guess it could get better, but just cancel it.
Wow.
Am I wrong?
Take the production budget, assume that this is going to last for 10 years, then take the production budget and use it to buy the X-Men back.
Yeah, exactly.
Or Disney, take $1 billion and use it to buy the X-Men back.
Correct.
You've got $1 billion.
You've got $1 billion. So, yeah, do you think they shouldn't cancel this?
Yeah.
Is that because you think it's amusing?
Yes.
Or because you think it's...
It's solely because it's amusing.
Okay,
yeah.
fair enough.
Also, I want to see how fast Medusa's hair grows back.
Well, that is
Do you think she'll have like a bob?
Potentially. What does the bob do?
No, she'll have a pixie cut
yeah,
by the end
pixie, like a Cersei Lannister pixie
Yeah, like
cut.
a Cersei Lannister pixie cut by episode 3, probably.
And speaking of Mason...
Oh, yeah. What a segue.
What a bloody segue. We're going to talk about Game of Thrones.
Yeah, we do.
The latest season. This will probably be spoiler heavy as well,
Yes.
would you say?
Yeah.
I mean, it's done. It's been out for a week
But also,
by now.
I feel, again, as a guy who does not care for Game of Thrones, I had to watch it in its entirety. But also, the people who love Game of Thrones, they're done.
Yeah,
They've been
that's
done
true.
for days.
They've been done. It would have been a clean week,
They probably
Mason.
watched it twice.
No doubt. Mm-hmm. All right. Well,
Yeah.
so hashtag GOT bros, obviously.
No, I'm not
We're
on
back,
board with
aren't
that.
we? 2017.
All right. Yeah, great.
Do you want to talk? I've written down kind of the most significant moments that we
Okay.
touch on. We're not going to do an exhaustive episode by episode, scene by scene.
What I think felt about this episode, this season,
Sure.
is that I guess what I do respect about Game of Thrones is that it's not formulaic every season.
Right.
It isn't like, okay, every season we're gonna see some new players, and then there's gonna be things that are gonna get worse, and then it's gonna ramp up, and then there's gonna be action, and that's the end. Like there's seasons where it's like a lot of intrigue.
Yep.
There's recovery seasons.
Yeah.
Like where people are just like, oh jeez, like that's after the Red Wedding.
Yeah.
The next season was just people going, oh Jesus, what happened? Oh jeez, it's one of the worst things.
Yeah, you're right.
I mean, this is a bad place to live, but still.
That's still what. Yeah, you're right. And this season is a culmination of all the political intrigue and lining up all the different players from all around Westeros.
Yeah.
To all kind of meet and go on little adventures together. Mm-hmm. Would you say that's like it's more probably action heavy and
yeah, this was a series of meet cutes.
meet cutes?
And then some action, and you know what? I don't know if I loved this season, but I liked it, I think, more than some of the others.
Right.
And I feel it's setting me up for a final season that I'll enjoy.
because it's balls out, mate.
It's balls out, and for the most part, everybody's dead.
Everybody. I think all
the generic characters are dead.
Yeah.
So it's just characters I recognize now. it's reduced the number of characters that I have to remember the names of.
right, yeah, or faces.
Yeah. Although there was a moment in, I was going to say the Loot Crate episode, but like the Loot Train episode,
Yeah.
where the Lannisters fight the Dothraki.
Yeah.
And there's a character, is it Randall?
Randall Tarley.
Randall
yeah.
Tarley is nearly like beheaded by a Dothraki, like while he's on horseback, and then that Dothraki's killed, and he tumbles like off his horse, and it looks like Randall's been rescued by Randall, because those characters to me are indistinguishable. I can't remember who that guy is, but I'm like, did he rescue himself?
He's that
is this
good.
a time travel situation?
Well, there is a bit of time travel in this show. It's
yeah. Anyway,
very
what we're talking?
possible.
I am meet cutes.
Meet
You know,
cutes.
something that I did enjoy. I did enjoy the meeting of Daenerys and Jon Snow.
It was a bit of a bloody standoff, wasn't it?
It was a standoff, but I mean, and they all sort of outlined their cases and what have you. But my favorite part was that they were like, this is Daenerys, she's from House Targaryen, she's the queen, mother of dragons, and she's this, and the ruler of this, and the ruler of whatever. And then Davos is just like, Jon Snow is the king of the north.
What do you want?
I don't know.
He's-
Like they were clearly unprepared. I enjoyed that part.
Yeah, absolutely. Did you think it was unreasonable for her to be like, bend the knee? Because I think he made a great case for, I don't know you, and your father killed my uncle.
Cool, yeah.
And, no, my grandfather and uncle.
Uncle, yeah.
You're from a family of murderers and lunatics.
Sure, yeah.
Absolutely 100% not.
No, yes, I do respect that, but also I think that it shows that she's been on this very long killing streak. Like she has been cutting a swath, and I think she's just used to that, maybe?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're probably right.
And I think maybe that maybe that we were supposed to see that overconfidence in order for there to be some falls later in the season.
Right,
Like this
yes.
feels like the act 2 of a movie where it's like, yeah, everything's going pretty well, but it's going to get worse before. Because if her like train of I've got indestructible dragons and I'm just blowing up everybody and whatever, like if that continued to the end of this season, I'd be like, well, who cares about the next season?
Exactly.
It's just going to be that again.
I think that they're flirting with the idea that she could be mad.
Yeah.
And it still could very well go that way because she's born of incest. Like her parents are brother and sister.
Yep.
And
the Westeros way, I call it.
Yeah. It's more of a Targaryen thing, but I guess a Lannister thing. But, and I was really not cool. Like it felt really uncomfortable at the end when we already knew, but Jon Snow is her nephew.
Nephew, right.
Biologically.
Yes.
And they hook up.
Yes.
And it's very weird.
Yeah.
But it's also weird in...
But
they film it that way.
That's true. You're saying it's weird even in this universe where that's been completely normalized for years
I guess for some people it's normalized and some people it's not.
Right.
I guess, like for some families, because it used to be a thing that everybody kind of accepted.
Right.
But since the Targaryens were kind of left, then, that's why Jaime and Cersei Lannister are, kind of looked down upon.
Right.
But yeah, the way they intercut with like, oh yeah, here's the wedding of Jon Snow's parents, which means Jon Snow is this person, and then we cut to them banging. It's very ominous. Yeah. And that also means that he is technically the king.
That's true, yeah.
Which I don't know, I think I don't think there's going to be much friction there. I think it'll probably come out and he'll be like, you can have it.
Yeah,
all will rule together. I don't really, because he's never been somebody who really wants any of it.
That's
he just
true,
wants to be. He just wants to be left alone. That's pretty much.
Yeah, he's your point of view character. You'd rather he'd just be left alone forever.
Yeah. So it'll be interesting to see where it goes because there's only 6 episodes left. Apparently they're a little bit extended.
And there's no movie.
No, not as far as we know. And it could be like 18 months away as well.
That's true, yeah.
Because they rushed out this season. And you can tell in moments because there is some time jumps where somebody gets from here to here instantaneously.
I don't,
which I'm okay with.
Yeah, like I don't memorize any of their geography or stuff, but I am aware that on Twitter a lot of people are very like I've seen a lot of maps drawn that I didn't understand, but it's like, look how far they went in a day, but he took 2 seasons to do it last time. What's going on?
And you also have to assume that all the stuff you're seeing isn't happening at the same time necessarily.
That's true,
yeah. Yeah, even though there's ravens and whatnot, but yeah, if you need to go between castles. It's like a month.
Yeah, exactly
so
right. Yeah.
Like minimum.
Isn't it interesting that they never developed any fast traveling? Like no teleporting dog or no
weird.
Face in a, like they could do a face in a wall.
Yeah, they could do a face. We got faces in trees.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah. It's all bloody ravens and walking, isn't it? Yeah, but overall, I thought I really enjoyed the season. Like, despite I think it really was. Yeah, there were moments where with time jumps and like convenience where I even thought the plan to go south of the wall to get a zombie to be like, there's a zombie.
But didn't you enjoy the team?
That
team
I
forming
100%
up?
enjoyed, but I'm like, this is the dumbest plan ever. And when you get it, she's not going to care.
Yeah, right.
Which is exactly what happened.
That's right, yeah. Well, they're not smart. They're not all smart people.
No, well, that's it. Also, just fly the dragon in, grab one, bail.
Yeah,
which is what they kind of ended up doing anyway.
Yeah. This what I didn't like is this about this season is it temporarily put paid to the idea that Samwell is going to die in his library.
Yes,
he might still, but he's back on the team. He's back on the Night's Watch.
He's definitely going to burn to death with some books around him.
Yeah, I hope so. That's my
Yeah, absolutely. I do. Getting back to the very opening.
Yep.
That I really enjoyed.
With Arya.
Yeah. She's sitting at she's what's his name, Frey, Filch or whatever his name is from Harry Potter. Uh-huh. And there's a moment where you're like, is this a flashback? What is this?
Yeah, right.
And then she just poisons the whole family. And
I think that was good. And it's even if she doesn't really get any more character moments, maybe in the rest of this, like it was pretty good. It was good.
Oh, she got the revenge that exactly. If she doesn't
get list done.
She's got the Hound. She's got Cersei. I think she's got the Mountain. Right. But the Hound is going to get the Mountain, or the Mountain's going to crush the Hound's skull because it's Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
That was... You know what the Mountain looks like to me when you see him up close?
Yeah.
He's horrifying.
Yeah.
Like, he looks like you imagine Darth Vader looks when you're a kid.
Yeah, I guess.
Do you know what I mean?
Right.
Just this... And he's rotted more than he has last season.
Yeah.
Like, his eyes are more sunken and red, and he's just got... just
Hey,
rotting skin.
speaking of Faceless Man,
Right.
did you? I was not aware of this until recently. Did you know there's a theory that Ned Stark is still alive?
There's many theories, but
There's-
yeah,
yeah.
which one in particular?
Well, as I understand it, I mean, sure, in a way, his head was separated from his body at the end of
in a way,
several years ago.
in a very literal
But as
way.
I understand it, because in the prison, I believe, in the end of season 1, there's
Yeah.
like a. Is it what's the name of the most famous faceless guy? Is it Jason? What's his name?
Jack and Hagar.
Jack and Hagar. There we go.
It's
Yeah.
Jason.
I don't know. I can't remember. But he was also in there, right?
He would have been around there, yeah,
Yeah.
sure.
And people are like, well, what's he? How do you capture a faceless man?
Yeah.
And put him in the bloody prison. So the assumption is that before he gets beheaded, Ned Stark was switched places with somebody else, another faceless man.
So when you get beheaded, your face doesn't fall off.
Apparently not.
Like if this room. Well, there's also another theory. I did a video on.
Yes.
It should be called Stupid Theories, but
Yes.
I titled it as like Insane Theory. It's not. It's just dumb stuff.
But I would respect. I don't know if I'd respect it, but I think that would be an incredible reveal
yeah.
if Sean Bean's character is still like he comes back in season 8.
I think people will be very upset by that.
That's why I'd like it.
Because it betrays everything that the show is built on, where consequences, like things matter.
Yeah.
And if you put a step, like you put your foot
Yeah.
wrong, even if you're the nicest man in the world or the meanest man in
Yeah.
the world, it doesn't matter.
But that's why I'd like it, because there would appear there's some kind of justice in this universe.
So what's he been doing? Just hiding in the
Don't
woods?
know, I guess.
Or he's still in the cell?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't
Yeah,
know.
I guess there's another theory because in the book, all the Starks are wargs. They
can all go into animals, right.
So the theory is that he went into his sword. There's a theory that I put it in my
Okay,
video.
right.
It's the dumbest thing
That's
ever.
fun, okay.
Yeah. Or
That
birds.
famous
or
animal,
pigeons.
a sword.
That sword, exactly.
Great. Where was I going with this? I can't remember.
Ned Stark,
Oh, that
faceless
was
man, sword.
that was what my feeling is. Do you feel like the series is becoming more TV like? Because I don't read the books,
In terms
but I
of,
feel like a lot of revelations and things like that are becoming more like you couldn't do that in a fantasy novel, but you could do it in a fantasy TV series.
I think so, and I think that's a result of because they're so off book.
Yeah, right.
And those books are so far from being finished.
Yeah.
George R.R. Martin just probably went, here are the 10 things that happen.
Yeah, and then do whatever you want around them. Yeah,
Because they've changed little things like Jon's real name is Aegon Targaryen, but in the books, Jon would have a brother. His father had 2 kids to another woman, and one of them is called Aegon Targaryen.
Right.
And they got killed by the mountain. So is that guy just having kids and going, yeah, this one's also Aegon. You know,
Maybe.
so
right. We don't know how medieval names work.
No.
In a weird medieval parallel universe planet.
Yeah.
We don't know. We don't know nothing.
that's it. So I don't know. Good dragon stuff though, right?
Good, and that's something that I liked about this season is good dragon stuff, looking pretty good, but also now the sides have evened up
Yes.
because her having a couple of dragons that she can just cut a swath through.
A swath. You're loving the word
I
swath.
love a swath. It's good. When I think of Dragonfire, I think of a swath.
Yeah, yeah.
There hasn't been enough swaths
Not
in
of
this
recent.
series,
No.
in my opinion, but next season's going to be all swaths, I feel.
Swaths all the way, mate.
Yeah, it's nice to see that it won't be that. There'll be some...
Yeah, because if you have a dragon army go up against just regular men,
Yeah.
well, we saw what happened.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
It's devastating.
Yeah.
And there's things like, and there's little things that they seem to have not accounted for. They're like, we're running out of food, and so-and-so, like the army's stuck at Casterly Rock because Jamie kind of, they emptied it out. And then she's just burning hundreds of like carts of food.
Yeah,
You know what I
right,
mean? There's
uh-huh.
things like that. But I think that action sequence is one of my favorite moments from,
Yeah, right.
because you just see the devastation, and they set records for lighting the amount of like 20 people on fire at once.
Right, yeah.
And it's just, and what's smart about this as well, they built up these characters where you like them on both sides. Like, it's got to a point where you like Jaime Lannister and Bronn.
Yeah, I
but
guess
you
so.
also don't want to see the dragon get killed. But when he's lining up the dragon with the crossbow, I'm like, fucking kill it.
Yeah, right.
Do it. Because that's the kind of guy, like, imagine if he's the guy.
Yeah,
he's
right.
just some guy.
Yeah.
And he just pulls it off. Because if one of them has to go, the dragon.
That's true, I guess.
I'd rather
Yeah,
be
you're
the
right.
dragon than him. Yeah. Do you know he dated Lena Headey in real life? And they don't share scenes together. That did because you know the bit where
interesting.
they had the big council meeting is like, I better go. let's go
Yeah,
get a
right.
drink.
Okay,
Yeah.
I didn't even think of that. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so
Ended acrimoniously.
yeah,
There you go.
that's it.
Do I have more dragon thoughts?
Well, you wanted that man to die in a fire, the Tali kid.
That's true.
But his brother and father got it, didn't they?
That's true, yeah.
Would you have just bowed?
Yeah.
I mean, the kid should have, right? At least.
Look, I'm a proud man,
Yeah.
but I don't want to die by dragon fire, if I'm honest with you. There's no way out of that.
No.
Like, even if somebody had been like, bow to me or I'll break your legs, maybe I'd be like, yeah, legs, I can put them in splints or whatever. You can't get out of
No, you
a
can't.
dragon fire situation. You can't do it.
No. I think she should...
I mean, there's a very slim chance that you are fireproof. Like your dragon,
Yeah, it's like-
dragonborn or whatever.
like 1 in 40 million.
Yeah,
I
right,
guess.
exactly. But there's a chance.
But I don't understand. Like,
Roll the dice.
I see why she did it.
Yeah.
But for me, I think because Tyrion was even like, this is a family. Like, you're wiping out a family
Yeah,
lineage.
right.
And she just went, nah, well, this is how it is. I think she should have put one of them aside.
Yeah,
I
right.
understand it, but I think I was like, that's a little harsh.
Yeah, no.
Like, he's just standing by his dad and you're like, too bad. Like, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, because she's all about honor and doing what's right.
It's almost like it's a cruel universe.
It's almost like that, isn't it? Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. This season felt less cruel, though.
It did, didn't it? So here's
More
my-
characters felt invincible for now.
Yeah. Okay, so now I guess my question is, who's the worst person in Westros now?
I guess it's Cersei?
It is Cersei, right?
Or the
Yeah.
Night King. But he's not
No,
really
he doesn't.
a person,
See,
is he?
that is, I guess, my misgivings about this final season is
It's a faceless army
it's a
going.
faceless
Yeah.
army, and who cares?
He's not... He's spooky and whatever.
He's spooky, but
But
he's
he's
not.
not-
He's not cruel. I mean, he is cruel.
Yeah.
But he's not. But it's because he's a magical being, and it's like if you went, like a forest fire is cruel.
A forest fire is cruel,
It
though,
is
isn't
cruel, but it's not. It exists.
Yeah.
And that's how I feel about the Night King. He isn't some sort of like cackling monster who's ripping your dick off or whatever, or or feeding people to dogs. He's just a guy who's
He's matter of fact. He's like, right, I'm just going to do it. I'm just going to take
yeah,
everything.
I've just got to take over this because it's my space.
Yeah.
and that's it. And I've got a dragon. Like it's
Yeah.
threatening, but it's not.
You're right.
I'm not going to feel satisfied when he dies.
No, I think it will be that, especially because his whole army will drop dead as well,
Yeah,
which is
right.
like the rule. But I think it will be that, like, they've kept Cersei around to also be the threat. Like, they're bringing
Yeah,
in the
right.
Golden Company,
Uh-huh.
which is, this army for hire.
Second theory,
Sure.
unless it's revealed, as some people on Reddit have thought, that the Night King is Bran.
Oh, because he got stuck in his body in the
Yeah,
past or whatever.
uh-huh.
No, so I read that, yeah.
Uh,
It's very
but then
possible,
how do you turn that into a humanizing moment? I don't know.
Yeah.
Bran's good at ruining things with time travel, isn't he?
He's either good at ruining things or holding back very vital information or
Yeah.
telling his sister that she looked great on the night that she was raped. Like,
Yeah.
weird stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like, but I guess he must have told these sisters about Littlefinger
Yeah.
because that I like, even though they were like, oh, they're enemies, the sisters are enemies. I never
Then they
thought.
team up and
Yeah,
then
I
it's
never thought that was not going to end like that.
Yeah, okay, sure.
Yeah.
sure,
Anyway,
sure.
I think I've jumped topics here. Did you want to talk about Bran and the Night King?
Nah, that's fine.
That's fine. Yeah. That was actually, I think that might have been one of my favorite moments from the season is when, I mean, I saw it coming, but she brings in Arya to be like, you stand accused for murder and treason or whatever. And then she's like, what do you think, Littlefinger? And he's like, he does like the double take. And then he goes through every trick that he has.
Yeah, like
He-
threatening and then
yeah,
pleading.
he denies, he threatens, he bargains, he tries to leave, and he's like, no. And then he's just on his knees crying.
Yeah, right.
I just thought that was incredible. And a really good performance because you don't really see that guy crack.
Ever. That's true,
And he's
yeah.
also responsible for everevering that's happened. It's
Yeah.
all him.
Yeah.
And it all came to a head. I thought it was
He's
great.
also great as the mayor on The Wire.
I've heard. Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good stuff.
Yeah.
What else, Mason?
What else?
Did you like the did that bit where they went to the dragon pit feel like it was going to kick off really badly? Like
yeah.
like something really terrible was going to happen?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Because she's known for putting like dragon fire under structures.
That's true, yeah.
And they were the first ones there, and then she
Yeah.
left, and then they stayed there. I was like, you should probably...
But they can't do it twice. I mean, that just happened, basically.
Yeah, I guess it did. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah. You know what I did actually think?
What's that?
I thought Jamie Lannister was going to die.
There you go.
You know the bit where she gives the mountain the nod?
Yes.
I was like, ugh. But then I guess she didn't mean it because he didn't do it. Because it looked like she went, go for it.
Oh, I see. Right. Okay.
But then he escaped. He bloody
Maybe
scuffed.
she was more like, yeah, this one's all right.
Okay.
She's got a series of different nods.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Is there anything that you expect from the next season? Any predictions? Bran is the Nightman?
I don't know if that's going to be true.
Yeah, it's probably not. The Hound versus the Mountain will get some variation on that.
That's
it
true,
looks
yeah.
like.
Dragon versus
It's
dragon.
going to be a dragon fight.
I want to see what blue fire does versus yellow fire.
Green fire?
Yeah, green fire. Oh, and then they turn the bloody winter into spring. Wouldn't that be delightful? They just shoot some green fire out into the snowfields, and then it's springtime again. Wouldn't that be a delight?
I think so. Did you think it was weird that the Night King lined up that dragon as opposed to the dragon that was sitting in front of him?
Maybe he just wanted a challenge.
Yeah, I'm sure. But if you miss, you want one, don't you?
It's true. I don't know. Maybe it's, you know what, I bet it's been argued to death on the internet. I bet there's some sort of tactical reason.
Yeah, sure. I mean, that's the biggest one, though, was the one he didn't aim for the biggest one. What I think.
Well, maybe that's because, you know, the idea being if you're facing two opponents, if they're both going to hit you, you kill the weakest one first. Because if you stab the big one and he doesn't die, there's still two people attacking you, isn't there? So if you kill the little one...
See, my thinking was kill the big one. And then also, that they're like one-shot kills those things.
The spears.
Yeah, it seems to be anyway.
Oh, then I don't know.
I don't know. I think
Maybe he didn't have faith in himself.
I think they could have done it slightly differently where he was lining up the big one and the other one comes in and he does a last minute, okay.
Okay, right.
And he, you know, he's like,
Yeah,
all
okay,
right,
I don't know.
I'll take this one. Is that it, Mason?
I think that's about it. What do you want to see in the next?
That's dragon fight, Hound versus Mountain. I want to see either Jon Snow or Daenerys die. I don't think
want it to rule together.
No, I don't think it's too weird.
What if Tyrion sneaks in and he's the winner?
That's fine. Also, I guess.
Do you feel there has to be one person? Like, do you think it's...
Oh, I think there'll be a democracy. I think that's where they're leading towards.
Lame.
Yeah, yes.
Doesn't work.
But even Tyrion hints at, he's like, if you die,
yeah,
what do we do? You know, so you can't also have kids, apparently.
Do you think there's one person who's going to sneak in and take it all, though?
I think
Do you think there's going to be hints of democracy and then...
Yeah, or like there'll be like a council, like it'll be him and Varys and someone else.
Right.
It'll be like... And you know, you can vote in for whoever and... Yeah.
Like we the audience.
We the audience can vote
in.
For
Okay, right. So if you want the mountain to rule Westeros forever until he disintegrates, you can do that.
Do you think we're going to see what's under his mask?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe when he dies.
When he dies, okay.
Or maybe if he...
Maybe in the fight he gets
maybe if he
knocked
can
off?
Yeah, maybe. Or maybe he's got like he can vomit acid or something. Maybe
like
it's a
reptile.
little he's got some backup skills.
Oh yeah, okay. There was a Theon moment. He got kicked in the dick.
Oh yeah,
and
that's
he
true.
was
Yeah.
fired.
Okay, that's fun.
It's a bit. Was it? I feel like that would still hurt.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know, Mason.
Yeah.
Is that it?
I think that's it.
Cool. All right. Well, let's do our next segment.
Oh, what we reading?
What we gonna
What
read?
we gonna read? Yeah.
I'm doing the thing. What are we reading today?
I've been watching a little bit of Friends from College on Netflix, which a lot of people apparently hate a lot.
It's a very sad show.
It's sad and the characters are unlikable, and yet I like them,
I liked
some of them anyway.
Yeah.
So it's Key from Key and Peele.
Yes.
Kobe Smulders.
The Wonder Years boy.
Fred Savage.
Yeah.
Ned's friend from Ned and Stacey.
Yes. Billy on the Street.
Yep. Some other people. And they're all from Harvard and they're all pricks.
Yeah.
And two of them have been having a 20-year affair, even though they've both since gotten married to different people.
Yes.
I don't know. They're getting into shenanigans. I don't mind it.
No, I don't mind it either.
Fun,
I enjoyed it. It's very kind of. It feels like a Netflix series where all the characters are unlikable, but it's real. You know, it's like love.
Yeah,
it's that kind of.
It's like Always Sunny in Philadelphia, but real.
Real, man. It's
so in that sense, I don't like it as much as that, but it's still pretty good.
I understand, Mason. Mm-hmm. Actually, You're familiar with Sanspants, aren't you,
Oh
Mason?
yeah, Sanspants Radio.
They've got some live shows coming up for the
Plumbing
Melbourne...
the Death Star.
Plumbing the Death Star, that's right. For the Melbourne Comedy... Not for for the... what's it
Melbourne
bloody
Fringe
called?
Festival?
Melbourne Fringe Festival.
Nice.
The first one's that... but there's shows between the 13th and the 16th of September at 9:45 p.m. and they're 50-minute shows. And there's also ones between the 21st and the 23rd of September. It's all your bloody Sanspants favourites, mate, coming together. I'll link it below. So you got your Plumbing the Death Stars, you got your Movie Maintenance, you got your bloody That's Good Business. There's a whole lot of other
Very
ones
good.
that you can check out. So they're a great Melbourne comedy podcast network. Mm-hmm. Well worth checking out. Maybe you'll see some old favourites and some new favourites in the crowd, Mason. Not me,
Yes.
because I'll be overseas.
I'll probably be at work. But you never know.
You never bloody know.
You never know with me.
So yeah, I'll link that below. But again, between the 13th and the 16th, 21st and the 23rd at Melbourne. Yeah. Tickets available at melbournefringe.com.au.
Let me tell you, bad website.
Is it?
Very unpleasant to work through.
Is it the same as the Melbourne Comedy Festival website?
Even worse.
Oh, really?
It's much worse.
Okay, yeah. But still get it.
Yeah, get in there. Yeah, yeah.
Don't let the tickets, the website.
I think if
hold you
you're
back.
searching for something in particular like Sanspants, it's much easier to find. But if you're browsing,
Oh right, it's a nightmare.
It's a
Okay,
nightmare.
fair enough. Also, should point out,
Juice.
the final Weekly Planet comic is out.
Oh yeah, our friend Ben Davies.
Ben Davies, issue 10, which I'll also link below. You can read the whole arc.
Yeah.
I find it very amusing. Maybe it's because I'm in it, but I don't know. I think there is actually some solid writing in it
I think
and
so
art as
too.
well. Yeah. So it's a 10-issue arc of us going up against the mayor of Melbourne.
Yep.
Our
That
greatest.
rat Robert Doyle.
Yeah, our greatest nemesis. It's got a whole lot of in-jokes to the podcast as well, which some people will get and some people probably won't. But no, it's I don't know, I think it's fun. I think it's a
Good.
lot
It's
of
real
fun.
good.
Yeah,
and it's
yeah.
weird that we're in a comic book.
Yeah, but it's all,
anytime anybody's like, "Hey, I did this and I made a poster, but you're in it," I'm like, "Oh, all right, I love it, but it's weird."
yeah, that's it. What are you gonna read though, Mason?
I just said
What?
friends from college.
Oh yeah, you did, didn't you?
God damn it!
Sorry, Mason. I also
Hell.
should. I mentioned this week. I'm going to be on a few things. Millennial Falcon on Screen Junkies.
Oh, yep.
I'm going to do a movie fight.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know what the topic is. I don't know whether I'm going to be any good at it.
No,
Probably not.
you have very aggressive opinions on movies and things.
Do I though?
No, you don't at all. You don't have any feelings about them at all.
I'll eat a cocaine-filled banana before
Nice.
then I'll get into it. I think a Jedi Council. Hopefully, though, I mean, some or none of those might work out because
Nice.
you never know. You never know with bloody LA traffic, do you, Mason?
LA scheduling meetings.
City of Lights.
Chateau Marmont.
Correct. Yeah. So
The Valley.
yeah, we can talk about that next week as well.
Nice.
If I make the episode, we're still kind of weighing up how that's going to work.
Yeah, we'll figure
I'm going to
something
be
out.
one behind again, maybe, Mason.
Oh, what if you are? It's going to be great for next year.
Good. Letters. It's time for letters.
Letters. It's time for letters.
Classic one was letters, oh letters, we love you. Some letters, they're only a day away. You know they're here right now. We're gonna do letters.
Very good, Mason.
Thank you.
Got some tweets here. Hashtag Weekly Planet Pod. The Legend X says, "Is Inhumans any good?" No. Got the you got a letter in the letter in the
hang on,
mailbag.
just-
I put this out there on Twitter, and
Yep.
I haven't actually gone through them yet. But there's hundreds, so I will pick a few.
Fred Charles has emailed us weeklyplanetpod@gmail.com.
Mm-hmm.
Please bring back Matt Stewart for another episode.
We should, yeah.
Or Mason, go on, do go on. I'm going to do that tomorrow.
Excellent.
We're going to
Yeah.
record an episode of Do Go On tomorrow. It's going to be at 9 a.m., which is the optimal, on a Saturday. That's the optimal time for recording a podcast. So we'll see how that goes. So everybody look out for that. And in the meantime, just listen to their bloody show because it's real
Isn't that bloody
good.
show, mate?
Real good.
What else we got here? Yeah, I'm doing one of those when I get back as well, it seems, Mason. I'll keep the topic a secret, but if you like Star Wars, let me tell you, that's the topic. So,
Oh, cool.
yeah.
Nice one.
But I got him before Steele Saunders.
Yeah, you did. If you could make some very obvious errors, that would be good, and he would appreciate
Yeah, I
that.
absolutely will.
This is from Crew Errington. Mm-hmm. Hey, Meso and Nick, that's me. My favourite GOT bros. I don't like it.
Yeah.
Do you think GO2 has gotten worse over the last two series? No, I think it's better.
Because there's more action.
There's more action and less intrigue, and people are getting what's coming to them.
Yes.
They're getting got, as it were.
They getting got. Oh, name cannot be blank also pointed out. We're on Spotify. We've been
Spotify.
meaning to mention that for like a month.
Yeah, we've been on Spotify for ages.
Yeah, but there's a whole lot of... Also, all the other Planet Broadcasting podcasts are on there as well.
That's
most
true.
of
It's
them are,
great.
if not all of them soon.
Yeah.
So,
What I do,
bloody-
because if like me, you've just gotten a phone plan where Spotify doesn't count towards your data, real good.
Real
Because you
bloody
can listen
good.
to all the podcasts.
all of them.
Don't get
At
charged a
once.
bloody arm and a leg.
Yeah, that's
$10
it.
a gig. It's crazy.
What are we living in the bloody... Is it possible for a movie with a massive ensemble cast to be good? It's from Slavorian...
Grigor Slavorian?
Yeah, Gregor Slavorian. Chicken Macabre is the Twitter handle.
Chicken macabre. Hello.
It's Macabre, Macabre. Or is that Macabre?
Sorry, say it again?
Doesn't matter.
Okay.
It's irrelevant. Not irrelevant. Everyone's important,
This is from
Mason.
Matthew Hosp.
I'm in the middle of a tweet. No, it's fine.
He's got a question for each of us. James, what low-budget film would you recommend?
Noise, Australian film.
Oh, yeah, pretty good.
Two Hands, actually. I'm going to say Two Hands.
Two Hands is a good one.
Yeah. What about you?
Again, I always recommend The Man from Earth.
Yeah.
Which is that weird cabin.
That's super low.
That's very low budget.
Yeah,
Set in a cabin.
Yeah.
Just talking. It's a bit of a wank, but it's all right.
It is a bit of a wank, isn't it?
Meso, how often do you watch videos on the Mr. Sunday Movies channel? I watch your videos that don't have me in them for the most part.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You don't see? I prefer the ones where it's me and you.
Oh, there you go.
Because when it's just me, I'm like, oh, I hate this. Did that joke even work? I can't tell because there's no one to bounce off.
You could. What if you inserted me laughing?
I can't do that. Can you
Maybe
do
not
it?
every time, but
Yeah, I think
just
every
you
time.
want a clean laugh?
Yeah, clean laugh, please.
Ah, you've done it again. Literally put that in. Just do
will.
a special one. Just do every single time. Wait. Ha ha, Mr. Sunday Movies, you old scallywag. You've done it again with your humour.
A lot of people watching that will be like, what is this? No, most people will get it.
Hmm.
I think the audience for this is now bigger than the YouTube channel for the most part.
Wow.
So, yeah. YouTube is dead, Mason.
Oh no!
For me, at least.
I love YouTube.
Yeah, it's all right. So Chicken Macabre says, is there possible for movies with an ensemble cast to be good? So, like, New York, Paris, I Love You. He's asking for Avengers Infinity War.
Oh yeah. Well, obviously,
Love Actually.
Love Actually.
I think Love Actually works.
I've not actually seen it.
Really?
Through.
Actually?
Actually.
No, I like it. I mean, it's saccharine and whatever, and not every storyline is great, but there's some really good performances. And
Yeah, I think of Ocean's 11. That worked. That's an ensemble cast.
Ocean's 12,
No,
Fabergé,
no,
Ocean's 13.
no. I mean, better than 12, but
It
marginally.
is because it's
Yeah.
mostly the same as the first one.
But I think that they absolutely can work, and the key is probably everybody's having a good time on set. Like Clash of Egos is going to kill those, would potentially kill those movies. I don't know.
Yeah, absolutely.
Why would Infinity War not be good?
Sometimes things just aren't good.
That's actually a
You
really
didn't
good
love
point.
Age of Ultron, did you?
That's a really good point too.
But it's
I
not
think
terrible.
Yeah, and they've learned their lessons.
Yeah. Okay, I might do one more.
Nice.
How about this one?
Okay.
Jason Landry says, do you think the Spawn and Hellboy reboots will both be better than the original movies?
What was the first one you said?
Spawn and Help. Spawn
Spawn will
definitely
definitely be better. Yes, yeah. Which I loved when it came out at the cinema.
Yeah.
But a while back, I attempted to watch. I think it was on Netflix briefly, and I attempted to watch it, and it's real bad. It's atrocious.
it's a tough
one of the
sit.
worst things.
Yeah. Hellboy, that's tough.
Yeah.
Because you're not a huge fan of 2, but you like 1. Is that right?
I really liked 1. 2 is a good film, but my favorite Hellboy stuff is Hellboy versus, Nazi wizards.
Yes,
and there was
sure.
less of that. It was more.
Which one had the Clockwork Sandman? Was that 1 or 2?
That's 1.
Okay, yeah, that was cool.
Yeah, and I felt the second one strayed a bit too far, but I mean that's Hellboy the comic book goes in all sorts of weird directions. So I'm willing. I don't know if it's going to be better.
Yeah.
because I feel Ron Perlman is
He's real good.
is Hellboy.
Yeah.
but I think it's going to be good.
Yeah.
I
I
get we're
have
going to
faith
get to
in it,
see
yeah.
again. We're going to get to see more aspects of that universe, which I think is going to go.
Yeah.
We didn't mention that Ed Screen.
Oh,
is
yeah,
his
he was
face?
in GOT. He was a GOT bro, 2017.
Yeah, he
Hashtag.
was going to be Daimyo, who is an Asian American character.
Oh, no, I was thinking about Ed Sheeran from Game of Thrones.
Oh,
When
yeah,
there
no,
was
I
Ed
didn't even
Sheeran.
think about Ed Sheeran.
Keep going. Sorry, go on.
So he was Ed Skrein. I don't know how you pronounce his last name, but he was the bad guy in Deadpool.
Yes.
The British bad guy in Deadpool.
Yes.
He was cast.
He was the second transporter.
He was
Or the
second
third transporter if the TV show became in between. I'm not sure. Anyway,
true.
sorry, keep going.
Anyway, he was cast as a character in the new Hellboy, being unaware that character is Asian American and has a lot of very specific backstory that involves him being Asian.
Yes.
And there was some, as usual, some controversy about that, and so he stepped down.
Yeah, he just went, yeah, okay, fair enough. And
Yeah, good move.
yeah, I think it was smart on his behalf as well.
Yeah,
because
totally.
I think because he would just get that until that movie came out and beyond. So he just went,
totally,
you know
yeah.
what? No,
Yeah.
I'm not dealing with
You
that.
don't want to be Emma Stone being that Asian Hawaiian lady or whatever it is.
That's right. Yeah, and I don't. That's not his fault, obviously.
Yeah.
he didn't know, or he says he didn't know. So
And
you know.
also, I think with that character, if you see it, if you, and I'm sure they would have just been like, yeah, he's a character and he's a brave warrior and he's got this origin and blah blah blah. I'm sure they wouldn't go, hey, he's Asian. Can you deal with that? I'm sure they would. You know how in Ghost in the Shell, Scarlett Johansson's character was referred to as the Major in
Yes.
all the promotional material, not Major Motoko Kusanagi.
No,
because that
yeah.
would have been Daimyo could be Italian. If you don't know.
Yeah, well, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, we got some Dick Grayson casting. Sorry.
Ooh.
Sorry, I'd cut you off
Checking the
there.
news.
Yeah.
No, that's fine. I think that's probably a good move.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, but who will they cast now?
An Asian guy?
Yeah,
Get bloody Daniel Day Kim.
Daniel Day-Lewis.
No.
He could do it.
Yeah, you know he can do it. Oh, the challenge of it.
We've got an actor, Brendan Thwaites has been cast as Nightwing. A new report has confirmed that Brendan Thwaites has been cast as a famous hero in Titans as Nightwing. So he played the kid in the last Pirates movie. He was the new Orlando
Oh,
Bloom.
yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Sure. He was fine.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. So Titans this is a TV show, I assume.
So this isn't for the Batman, and it's not for...
No,
Okay. Well, see, I'm less enthused now.
I might be wrong.
Because if you're not throwing Nightwing into the DCEU, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Come on.
that's it.
Come on, you dogs.
Yeah, I guess it's a live action Teen Titan thing. Yeah, anyway, that'll do it, Mason. I
Yeah,
think.
we did it.
What a good episode. Well, this is
That was
our
a good
best episode, don't you
Best
think?
episode we've ever had.
I think so.
And ever will have.
I can't imagine anybody thinking or saying otherwise. Where can people find us?
Oh, well, you can find us on
Spotify. Sorry, go
Spotify
on.
number 1, then Weekly Planet Pod on Facebook. I wonder if we get a lot of listens on Spotify. I wonder if that brings us up, because you click on podcasts and we're 100 down.
Oh, that's not good enough, is it?
No, but if we get a lot of listens, do we go up? I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I
Also, we don't get any money for this. You know how if you're a musician on Spotify, you get a half a cent per play or something like that.
yeah, you get half a cent and a kick in the balls every time
That's
somebody
right.
plays.
We just get the kick in the balls, apparently. So that's the deal we've struck. Anyway, let's see. You can find us on Weekly Planet Pod on Facebook and Gmail and Twitter and Bandcamp. And I'm at Wikipedia Brown on Twitter.
I'm at Mr. Sunday Movies.
Support the show. You can go to patreon.com/Mr. Sunday Movies. Chuck in a buck.
Chuck in a buck. There's a caravan of garbage. Normally goes up there a little bit early.
Very nice.
Last week was...
The Punisher?
Punisher. That was good.
That
That was
was
a
a
fun
good-
game,
good
man.
one.
Yeah.
I mean, it was okay.
It was fun. This week we're doing something Stephen King related.
Oh, yeah.
I genuinely think it could be... It's one of my favourite games that we've played.
There you
I don't
go.
Know, yeah, I don't know how the video is going to turn out. Ben's editing at the moment, but I had a lot of fun with a really terrible game.
No good.
Yeah.
I did watch our GOT Bros game.
Oh, yeah.
Video. That was excruciating.
Yes, boy,
anyway,
was
Anyway, you can also go to our Amazon affiliate link.
Yep.
You can click on that in our episode description. You buy your regular Amazon shop, and we get a kickback somehow.
Yeah, we'll take it.
How's it work? We don't know.
Give us your money.
We've got some t-shirts on TeePublic.
Yes.
Thank you to the Brute and the Basilisk and Rackham for our themes. You can go to planetbroadcasting.com if you want to sign up to our newsletter, which is real good.
Or it's Planet B Casting at the moment.
That's the
still.
one, planetbcasting.com. Our friend
Just
Robert
Google
Collins
it.
does it. Follow
Yeah.
him on Twitter, Raw Collins. Does some videos. He's the best, that guy.
He is.
You know who else is the best?
Who?
All our listeners.
Is that true?
The Weekly Wackadadoos.
All of them?
All of our
I
listeners.
think it's safe to
without
assume
exception.
that not all of them are... I bet there's one who's
There's one who probably listens while doing the murders.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, right now it's drowning someone in a bathtub or something.
The Weekly Planet. The Weekly Planet. Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Nah, good on him though.
Yeah.
Or her.
Yeah, or her.
Yeah.
Is that everything?
That's the show, I think.
Alright,
yeah.
cool. So next week something else. Oh, It, hopefully.
Oh yeah, we'll watch that.
Which I'm really looking. Apparently it's good.
Great.
I'm not a horror movie guy, but I've been really looking forward to it.
Nice.
So,
I'm gonna be scared.
are you going to be scared?
I'll be scared.
Okay, yeah. That's because of the clown.
Yeah, because of the clown.
But he can also be like a werewolf. But
no!
But it's a scarier werewolf than you imagine. It's got
bigger
maggots.
teeth?
Yeah, it's got
Weird
maggots.
eyes.
Yeah.
Don't like it.
Yeah, cool. All right, guys. Thanks for watching.
Grab
listening.
that gem, you guys. We'll see you next week.
Bye.
This podcast is part of the Planet Broadcasting Network.
Visit planetbcasting.com for more podcasts from our great mates. I mean, if you want. It's up to you.